As you know, we're looking at transforming parenting education. The intent of this project is to look at how we might be delivering parenting education in a way that is engaging, relevant, and meaningful for those who might be using, who are accessing the parenting education. Our focus is on the how. How are we going to be delivering parenting education? But we know that people are going to talk to us about what they want to hear. And an important thing is helping them wrap their heads around why it is that it's important for us to have good quality parenting education that is accessible, relevant, and engaging.
I believe parenting well is one of the single biggest things that we can do to make the world a better place. So by extension, parent education becomes immensely important.
What was so interesting when we started talking about this project back in the summer, when I just look at my peer group and all of us are having kids, kinds of questions that are coming up for us around, like, I don't know, where do you go to when you have challenges beyond just your friends, or how do you sort through some of the things that are really complex about parenting?
I am super excited about what this project is going to look like.
I love design thinking, and this is a big, complex problem, and I love that we don't know the outcome. I love that this is an adventure, and that excites me, that we've got some ideas of what we want to delve into, but we don't know what the outcome is yet, so yeah.
You generally start with define. There's some reason why we're all here. And so that's our beginning, our first definition that we have, gets us started. We move into a research phase, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the engagement activities we're going to be doing throughout the year. But this is where we're really doing a deep dive on the end user. So we're really trying to understand the needs of the people we're trying to design for. And when we have that as a foundation and we move into ideate, which is coming up with ideas, brainstorming, etc., you're doing that with this foundation of solve problems that you know exist, instead of solving problems that we think exist. Then, once we have ideas and we've narrowed down what we're going to actually focus on, we build them, we prototype them. And again, this is one of the, I think, unique things about design thinking in this process, and it comes from the design world. We do this in the communications world all the time, where we build concepts, but we actually make them. So we don't just talk about the idea, but we build the idea in a way that allows us to test it. So the testing phase is a big part of the design thinking cycle, and you're testing with the folks you did research with originally. And then we end where we started back at define, because we actually choose what we're doing. So we end up having the iterated idea. We sometimes talk about the testing as a co-design process, because you're giving me feedback and I incorporate that feedback into the final design. And we end where we started back with a defined end product. So that's largely how the cycle works.